All right, welcome everybody. We're going to do a quick training video here on support and resistance levels and historical high time frames. Okay, so what I'm looking at is I want to just basically show you how you can get confluence or support and resistance levels basically using historical targets. So historical price action that now this also works on, and you can use this, and this is one of the fundamental things that works on RSI also. So you can use this on RSI, you can use this on MACD. And but we're gonna just on this video we're gonna use it with price action. Okay, so it's always a lot easier to go back and look at support and resistance levels historically when you're looking behind you, right? It's always able to look behind you and see these historical levels. So we're gonna do not only supports, futuristic supports, but we're gonna do futuristic targets to the top side also. So now one thing I like to do is I like to always get yourself up. And if you want to just kind of set yourself up with a historical trend support and resistance line, you can do one of two things. You can set yourself up with a weekly or a 3-day or even a monthly, right? So I always like to kind of set myself up. Like I like the 3-day chart a lot. Here's the 3-day chart. The 3-day chart gives me lots of really good information on it. Has a bunch of lots of really good targets in it, and so we're just going to kind of break down little historical support and resistance levels first on the 3-day chart. So we're going to start on the 3-day chart. First thing I'm going to come over, just start grabbing rays, right? I'm just going to start grabbing rays and just kind of look and see where we've got it. So here, now you can use two ways you can go about this. Number one, you've got the opening and or the closing of the candle, right? So you got your opening and closing of the candles and or you've got your wicks, right? So there's two ways you can look at this. So you got one, you can look for wicks, and two, opening and closing of the candles, right? And now you can use both. There's nothing that says you have to be totally like locked into one. I like to use both, to get that confluence line, to look and to dig into a chart and say, okay, look, wow, that wick through, look, closing body, closing body, closing body, closing body. And looking into this chart right here, this is very easy. Look, 1 close, 2 close, 3 close, 4 close, then you had a wick, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a wick that stopped right there. So I like this. This is a really good target. So this is easy to throw on there. 11,506 right there, 11,506. Easy. Now, one of the things when I do dig into these charts and I see this kind of open and close momentum on the candles that goes sideways as confluence, I like to go ahead and I will actually get in this baby just like this. I'll get in here just like that, right? Dig into there, throw this, and then this would now, because the price action is lower, this would be a high side. You know what I'm saying? I might open it just a little bit up. So you get these two closing candles here, all these closing candles there, kind of get all this trapped inside of there. Now let's go ahead. Now what you want to do is you kind of want to step up and down your time frames just to get a confirmation on this, right? So now that you bought everything in place for what you think is a resistance, now this is resistance because it's above the price action. Right, so this is resistance because it is higher than the price action. Okay, so we're going to put that in here. Just some people don't know. Resistance equals higher than the PA, which also equals, actually, we'll just price action, right? And for support equals lower than the price action, right? Pretty simple, right? So we're going to just start to look at resistance right here first. So the first thing we're going to do is let's just take ourselves up to the weekly, see what happened here. Okay, nice. Look at all these closings. Bam, 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 all the way across. Two closings right below. There's a look at the opening and closing. Now look at this a little bit different. So you see the opening and closing on the low side right here on the weekly. Go back to the 3-day. You didn't have that. You couldn't find that on this bottom side right here. Now you take this up to the weekly and you see there it is on the weekly. So now this is really nice. So we got some nice confluence right here, and you can bring this up a little bit higher. See, look, closing, closing, and this perfect wick. That kind of gives us that, yeah, that works out really, really nice. All right, now the next time frame I like to go up to is the month. Let's go up at our month long here and see what we got. Closing wick, closing wicks. So you got a lot of wick outs up here, right? So let's start to dig into the monthly. We can go, so I'm going to say this area right here. And boy, gonna probably say this area right here, right? And then I'm just gonna drop a line right there, okay? So now we're gonna dig down lower. Let's go down in our weeklies and see how these turned out, okay? I don't really like this one. Look at this, this is not, this is not really that good. You know, honestly, like, let's take a look at the 3-day. I don't like this one, so I don't like this. I like this one more right here, right on the bottom side right here. So I like to see this resistance here. Came, tested here. Okay, look, open and close on the lower side, open and close and wick, 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 open and close on the top side, wick, and wick, wick. Look at this, perfect, contained right inside of that range with this whole candle right there, right? So then you're gonna just grab this, clone. All right, I like that, very nice. And then next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of get rid of that. All right, now we're gonna start to march on our next level down. I'm gonna go up to our weekly. So we like this one. Look, wick, wick, close, wick, wick, close, close. That's all good. And now we're going to look at our weekly here. Yeah, I don't really like that right there. We're going to dig into our 3-day. You know what? I'm going to go like this right here. So, all right, high side there, low side. Okay, so I'm going to start all the way over here, right? So I got the wick, closing candle, coming over, close, close. Bottom side, this looks pretty good, right? You got this wick. You're okay over here. I think this might, is this got a little deeper here? This target might have moved a little lower there. Okay, even though over here was a little bit higher. Over here it did kind of start to wick out a lot lower. On the top side, I do want to get in that top wick right there. So you got the top wick, look at this, close, 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 close. Bunch of wicks. So I like this over here in this area right here. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to label this, clone that. All right, there we go. All right, now we're going to take another step down. Now this area down here is just, it's horrible. This is very tough right now because you're trapped in this support and resistance area while you're trading. This is just really difficult. And, you know, for this, you're going to really want to get in here and dig into this price action. So we're moving down. Now we're looking for the next level up, and first thing we're going to do, remember, we're going to get down here and let's see if we can identify, okay, you know, we got some opens and closes, same thing along there, got this wick right there. I like that. That's a really good little area. Let's pull this up to the weekly. All right, works out good on the weekly. Look at this. This is good. All right, so I like here. So we're going to start there with all those opens and closes. And we're just going to do this. So look at this. Open and close. Look at double close. You got your wick, you got your closes in there. Same thing. This top line works real nice right here on the weekly. The bottom might be a little, we might have to squeeze this up a little bit here. So I got these two closes. We got this wick, this wick. All right, now let's start to move our way down here. All right, so we pull this down to the 3-day. Maybe open this up just a little bit more. Right, there we go. And last, we'll just pull it down to the daily. See what we can push in here in the daily. And yeah, it looks okay. I mean, I'm okay with that. So a little confluence over here. Same thing, got rejected on the top side. I might just pick this up a little bit right here. Maybe just right there. I don't want to go too much higher because we wicked out right there. All right, so there we go. We've put in another resistance layer. We're just going to slide this over. All right, clone. There we go. I'm going to get rid of the center line. Okay. Now, this also works on the bottom side, right? So now we're going to start to dig into the bottom side, right? So now that you've placed your support and resistance levels on the top frame, higher time frame top sides, we're going to go down here. And there we go. Actually, I wonder if we go like this. There we go. I'm going to go flip it like this. Right, just like this, and then we're going to change this one. We'll change this to purple. Right, we'll change that to purple. And now let's take a look at this. Let's start to dig into here. So let's pull this up to the 3-day. All right, little higher. See, I want to get that open and close in right there. I might have to go a little bit higher. Yeah, so I like, so look, got the wick, wick, come all the way across, wick, open, close, open, close, open, close, all the way across, close, wick, open, close, and that looks good right there. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to label that as support. Right, so this is our first support area on the bottom side, and you can see how well that support level has worked all the way across there. All right, now we're going to go ahead and bring that up to the weekly. See, all right, perfect. Look at that. Now our bottom side is great. Look, you got the wick, you got the two closing bodies, and that looks good. Let's go ahead. And I like this. You got the wick there. Even though these came through, this is fine. I like this all still. This plays out really nice. Now the next target down. Let's dig in a little bit deeper here. So we're going to go just, you always got to have everything, all your ducks in a row. Right? I want to look at this. I like that right there. And, oh. There, right. All right, there's that. Okay. So we started on a weekly. I'm going to drop down to our 3-day. I still like it. All those closes along right there. Closes right there. Let's pull this down to the daily. Close. This looks pretty good. I like all these closes in here. All these closes. It looks pretty good. So I like that. Okay. I like that level. And then I'm going to draw a line right here. So I like this area right here. I got two lines right there. I want to go see if we can hunt this down. So we're going to jump back up to our 3-day. I want to pull up this to the weekly. Okay. Now, take a look at this line. This line works out beautiful. Two closes, wick, and then you've got that wick right there. So I'm going to turn this line purple, right? Then I'm going to drop this back to a 3-day. Look at that, beautiful. Very nice. That just all works out real well right there. I like that. This one's okay. I might just change this to a range now. Just gonna drop this range in here. Right. And there we go. And then we're going to do this. And I like this single line right here, this single line right there. I like that a lot. Right, that gives me the squishy. So now, you see, let's get this baby out of here. Okay, so now I've created a whole staggered layer of supports and resistances on our price action, right? And I've a very nice little support and resistance area on our price action here. Now, you can do this on the higher time frames, and this is pretty easy. So you've used your monthly, weekly, 3-day, and daily to target all of these support and resistance levels right here on these higher time frames. Now, this is always good just so you have a rough ballpark idea of, you know, where the price action could go, you know, in the near term, in the near future. You know, if you get a run up, you know, now, and I would start to, so I would just, man, this is just, you look at this and you're like, bam, look at that, perfect, right? I mean, you just, now you start to find these things, and I'm going to call this a support line. So this is solid support target. Now I'm going to name this one solid resistance target, right? And that's where it is. That is at 68.43, right? 68.43, right? That's a beaut right there, right? Look at all the touches. Bam, bam, bam. All those opens and closes, especially those wicks. Very nice. All right. All right, there's the right there. I like that. Great confluence line as that thing runs. Now this started to drag a little bit and or dip, so you might want to change this into a range, right? You can kind of just, you know, pick that up and drop that a little bit lower right there. So 66.30-ish. I'm sorry, 68.30-ish. Be a good topside target right there. Okay. Now, one of the things I've noticed is as we've gone along is I have my own particular line. It's 64.50. So 64.50 has always been my kryptonite zone. So I like to throw that in there. Let's go find that. Where is it? 64.50. I'm going to turn that white. All right, I'm going to make that nice and chunky. All right, so this has been my kryptonite zone forever, okay? So now it's easy to see why. Look, body closing, wick. Came across, what do you got? Wick, body closing, wick, 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 wick. The story of my life right here, right? So this is what I call the kryptonite zone. So 64.50 equals the kryptonite zone. And this equals R and S. So this equals resistance and support, right? So now you have resistance and support that's running along this kryptonite zone. Remember, guys, pull out the weekly. Let's see how well our weekly runs along the kryptonite zone, right? Open, close. Some wikis through it. Not so much. See if we get, oh, look at the monthly. Boom, 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 boom. Very nice on the monthly. Very nice on the monthly, in fact. 2-day, let's see how our 2-day works. Let's see if our 2-day gives us what we're looking for. Open, close, wick, wick. Oh, perfect touch on the wick. Open, close, wick. Look at all the rejections right here. There you go, another wick. 2 open closes, another bunch of open closes and wicks. Same old thing. Look at just riding along. So we're on the now we've turned this Kryptonite Zone into our resistance right here. Came up, tested the Kryptonite Zone, fell right back out. So now, pretty great. You know, now you're able to really dig into your charts and see, hey, listen, this is kind of what I'm looking at, right? Now let's use this in a trading format, right? So let's take a look at this and how would you trade using this, right, over here? How would you come on over here and trade with this? So one way you would trade with this is you would literally just use support and resistance areas, right? So we're going to look here. Gonna look right. Let's do this. I want to do this little. Right there. Okay, I'm gonna fill this baby in a little bit. And I'm going to dig a little higher up here. I'm going to pull this back to daily. And okay, there's my topside band, number 1. Okay, so there's our 3-day. Okay, so I just start digging in here and I want to see all these open and close. That one's good. This one, I mean, we have one right here, right? We have one right there. It chucks across those 2 closes. Got a couple more closes right there and all these wick outs into it. Okay, let's pull this down to the daily. All right. All right, then we're going to drop one more support. I just want to get one more support down here. Okay, I like this one right here. I like that. Okay, so look, I got this open, all these closes, open and closes. Same thing right here. Bottom side, I might squeeze this bottom side a little deeper right there maybe. Go higher or lower? I'll go lower. Okay, so, you know, look, you got your wick, top side, bottom open, close in the range, all these opens, these close and opens on the top side. You know, you might fluff this a little more on the bottom right there. Let's see, yeah, kinda. Yeah, look, double close, I like that. Yeah, that's really good right there. Okay, so we're gonna move this one because it's a little too tight right there for me. Right, that's a little tight for that target now. All right, and I like, see if we can make this work. So 3-day, this bottom one, open, close. Weekly, the bottom one. Yeah, the bottom looks good. Monthly? Nope, no help at all. Monthly. 3-day, 2-day. Yep, now daily. 12-hour. Okay, there we go. All right. So I like this. So now in trading, so what I'm looking for, so as I'm trading this support and resistance levels, right? So the first thing I'm trying to determine is I would go over and look at the volume. Hey, let's look at our volume here. Let's pull our volume up to the 2-day, right? So now if I were to look at this volume thing, I would be looking at descending volume, right? So declining volume, price action going up. Okay, so there we go. So you got green price action, bearish divergence on this. So I would look for these two support areas. So I would be like, oh, hey, I think we can hit here, target 1 and target 2. So these would be my two separate targets that I would have. So we're going to have to go, we're going to change these red. Okay, now what I'm going to label these, I'm going to go support T1, right? Support T2. Okay, now the great thing is when I get in here and I start looking at these charts like this, now I can say, okay, I know that this is going to come down here, and historically, this baby has given us a bounce in this range, right? It's had a bunch of open and closes down here in this range. And look, we just put up a brand new, what are we on the day? Oh, it's daily. So let's go to 12-hour. Okay, look, we've come down into this range. Look, stopped a whole bunch of times, right? We know we've wicked out in this range a whole bunch of times. Got the hiccups. So now what I would be looking for is a come down to test this, right? And to bounce, right? Because that's usually what happens. Usually you come down here and you test this range and then you bounce. And these are one of the ways you're going to be looking for targets. Now, if this fell super hard, I'd be looking for a bigger bounce up like this. So this allows me to kind of identify my target zones as I'm working my price action. So I'd look at this and say, okay, look, I think this is going to fall out here. I look at this candle combo, I look at the volume, and I say, all right, if this does fall, this would be my catch, right? Or my target. This is what I would be looking for. And then I would be looking to say, okay, if this is where my target is, I'm trying to catch this right here, then what do I need to do? Where do I need to set my stop losses? So this is the other thing is you now know, you have a pretty good idea, and you can always dig in a little tighter, right, for your stop loss. This also helps you do a great job finding where your stop losses are at, right? You can just get right in here, do the same thing, and try to find out where you would apply your stop loss right in here. Right, and I think I would run my stop loss there. Okay, so now if I entered a short trade here, right? So if I entered a short trade here, I would be price action. Oh. Okay. So as a swing trader now, I would be looking to have this is my first resistance. So you'd be looking to set stop losses here, right? Stop losses in this range. And I would open up this a little bit more because I'd want to take in this candle right here, these two closes right here, and this close right here. So I would actually put my stop loss above this area. So stop loss, if you're going to set multiple, one would equal over 64, let's call that 6470-ish. You might want to look at these wicks. So this right here is 6460, so I'd probably put 6470, and then I always like to give it a little room, right? Then you can, I like to right? So I like to give it a little bit more room so I don't get stomped out on my trade with this wick. Like one of these, look at these wicks, bang, 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 bang. Right? Now you can do multiple stop losses. So this would be my first stop loss here. My second stop loss would be basically into this target right here. So once you broke up inside of this target right here, my second stop loss would be right at 6,500 into the zone. Okay, so this would be into this second zone right here, right? So there's your first stop loss, is going to be right over 6470. Now the issue is that if you get this big wick out up here, and listen, if you get taken out of your trade, you get taken out of your trade. You know, the upside here is pretty limited, and it could stop. But at that point, I would want to wait for a confirmation on another fall down to take out the one of these lower lows here before I got back into another trade. Right? I definitely want to see a confirmation. I want to see a confirmation of my volume. I want to see a confirmation on my RSI. There's multiple confirmations I would be looking at to get back into the trade. But for me, these are this is your top area. Now here's the thing: if you get up here, now if you haven't entered a trade, okay, so let's say you haven't entered a trade at all. So we're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of this, right? So you're not in a trade, but you're looking to get into a trade. So I like to use right? So I like to look to enter. So like right here, this is perfect. If you would have had this confirmation zone up here, you could have had a short trade just sitting up in here. Like look at all these wicks get wicked out. Right? You could have had shorts placed. You could have proactive, right? Shorts layered, right? So you could have proactive shorts layered here, and I would be looking at targeting, these wick outs, right? I mean, I'd be like here in this area, I'd have some shorts in this area, right? Because look, oh, look at all these wick outs. Bang, 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 bang. Just getting murdered. All these wick outs just got murdered here. You know, if you would have had a short, a proactive short, that was actually layered right in this range, and you'd have some shorts layered in this range. How you work this is you set your shorts up. So here in this situation, I would have a short set at 60, of course, the Kryptonite Zone, right? This trade, all right, so I'd have like 10% layered at 64.50 with a stop loss at, I would be outside of this trading range right here, 65, because I would have wanted this to beat out of this thing right here, 65.50, right? So I would have had stop loss of 65.50, but then I would have had another 10% to 20% layered at 6,500, right? 6,500 to 6,520, even 30. Okay, so I would have layered these shorts in both of these areas, and then I would have set my stop loss up here so I don't get wicked out. I don't want to get, once again, I don't want to get wicked out. So you got to go up here and you got to find your horizontal ray. Got to say, okay, where the hell is all these damn wicks? There's a lot of wickage up here. Stupid wicks right up here, and I would probably look at that. And that would probably be my red line run number 1. And maybe red line number 2 right there. All right, so there's your active. And then right up here, I would have my stop losses for swing trading, right? So there you go. So if I was swing trading right in this range, I would be looking for one more pump up, right? I'd be looking for one more pump up to come into these areas and then to short it back down, right? Like this would have been perfect. This, I mean, man, the Kryptonite Zone, you just can't go wrong with the Kryptonite Zone. Okay, we're going to turn that Kryptonite Zone white. We're going to make sure we label that. Okay. And that's it. That's it. That's, you know, how I could, you know, this is very simple. You can just trade literally off volume and your support and resistance levels. Okay. And you can see these things like to bounce. Came down, bounced out. Came down, bounced out. Came down, bounced out. Right? Broke through, bounced off this support level down here. Now you can open this up a little bit. You know, you can always adjust this. Bounced off perfectly. Up into this support, look, came back down, acted as support, up. So remember, when the price action was down here, this would have been a green band because this would have been resistance, right? These are support, these are resistance up here, right? Bullish targets, bearish targets. So, you know, you just, one of the things, it's a game. You just kind of got to play the game of where the support and resistance levels are going to hit as you're targeting your trades, right? That's the key. Right, and then, you know, you can get in here, you can always dig in deeper and try to find those better. Look at, there's a really nice one, right? Really nice purple line right there. So look at that, it opens and closes, look at that, boom. If you would have had shorts layered, longs layered right in here, you would have caught that. Now look at where all these longs have bounced. Bounced out of here, bounced out of here, bounced out of here. You know, and if you would have been playing this as a support, you would have come down, had your shorts layered right here, you know, pulled that out, had more, you know, got probably you would have got taken out of this trade, but you would have looked to take this one. Same thing. You know, look, you've not been able to close lower than this area, right? And you can open that baby up right there, right? Easy, lots of support right there. I mean, you just look right in this. Look at all that the heavy support you've had in here. And who cares if you get this wick out? It's hard to play these wicks. You know, you have to have the confidence in your trade that, you know, and the ability in setting your stop losses that, you know, you don't panic either. You know, if you're looking to catch this for a long, you're laddering into this with small amounts as it moves all the way through that. So, you know, you start just laddering in 10%, 10%, 10%, and then it takes off. You're making a killing. Okay, so that's one thing I do like to do. I like to ladder into my trades on support and resistance. So there it is. There. Thank you all very much, and that's it.